Hi, it's Charlie McCann from Stan James. Welcome to a preview and final preview of the StanJames.com Guineas Festival this weekend. And the two big races, of course, the Colts Classic on Saturday and Fillies Classic on Sunday, the 2,000 and 1,000 Guineas. First of all, you now know that we are best odds guaranteed and non-run no bet, and have done for some time. From 5 o'clock on Friday evening, that's the 30th of April, we'll also be betting winning bets will be paid not in pounds but in guineas. So in effect, you'll be getting an additional 5% to your winnings on top of non-run no bet and best odds guaranteed. But that's only from, of course, from 5 p.m. on Friday. But let's just go into the races. We've had all the trials. Okay, some of them better than others, and of course the big thing about the Colts race on Saturday, the StanJames.com 2,000 Guineas, we haven't seen, of course, St Nicholas Abbey. We were never going to see St Nicholas Abbey ahead of the race, and he is now the 6-4 favourite, the 13-8 best odds guaranteed. Again, that went this morning, Wednesday morning. But one market I just would point out where you can get 7-4 for with ourselves is for St Nicholas Abbey to win the 2,000 Guineas on Saturday, and for Nicholas Clegg to finish third in the general election. That is third as in the number of seats. So okay, you might think, well, he's ahead of Labour in the polls, but of course the way the voting goes, I mean, everybody's suggesting that Clegg will do really well to finish with an excess of 100 seats. So it must be about a 1 to 100 shot to finish third, and as a result of that, we're offering 7-4 that Clegg finishes third in not in the percentage of people in votes, which of course you'll see your polls at the moment, but in the number of seats won in the election on Thursday, May the 5th. So if you think that's an absolute certainty, as the majority of political historians would suggest, then I think you're then getting 7-4 about St Nicholas Abbey. St Nicholas Abbey, we haven't seen him, of course, since the Racing Post Trophy 5-length winner. The form's been frank, coordinated cut, elusive Pimpernel, so impressive. I was there when he won the Craven, came down the hill. Okay, big horse Eddie Ahern takes the ride. Ryan Moore, of course, who rode him in his trial. I know he was very impressed, but how good is St Nicholas Abbey? Well, we'll soon find out. Of course, only run over a mile, 3 times over a mile if it gets very quick. But Michael Prosser, I would suggest, won't allow that. The 6-4, I wonder. 7-4 with Clegg, I think that's an interesting bet. Elusive Pimpernel now out to 11-2. He was as short as 9-2 earlier in the week. It's dried up there as the supports come for St Nicholas Abbey. Elusive Pimpernel 11-2, of course, beaten 5 lengths in the Racing Post Trophy. Very impressive at Newmarket. Orzana was fortunate enough to go into Midland to see him. Wasn't impressed with him physically. But he looks a sprinter, I must say to myself, but he's unbeaten, and he's won, of course, his Grade 2, and he's won his Group 1 in the Middle Park and the Mill Reef. His victors played 4, won 4, but I think now he's taken on the big boys over a mile. He just looked a sprinter to me. Canfield Cliff's 8-1. Again, I got to be honest, he's the makings of a miler physically, but I don't know, he ran with the choke out again in the Greenham. I was at that as well at Newbury, and I just wonder, Canfield Cliffs, and whether Hannon, whose sources are still in a tremendous form, whether he is a miler or not. And it wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to the July meeting. Interesting as well, he's going to be in the middle of the pack. He's not going to lead. Will he pull? That is so important. All this energy that he has, will he lose that by not being allowed to bowl on foot? If he does settle, that will be interesting, because remember, he was beaten by Dick Turpin when he veered left at Newbury last time. Alzia, big form for money, speaking to the couch early in the week. Mark Winstanley very keen on this one, but 25s into 20s into 14 into 12s. Now whack out to 14-1 Godolphin via Chabal, and a couple of winners in France the weekend. Had a good start to the season. Interesting, they don't normally hit form in Britain, of course, until the Ebor meeting or something like that. Fencing Masters second in the Dewhurst. That form hasn't really had time. The first, of course, Beethoven misses the gig. Second horse home, Fencing Master, runs seasonal reappearance. Third horse home, Extension, he runs, and I know people like John Franklin are very keen on the chances of Extension. Fourth horse home, Steinbeck, doesn't rake. Inler, again, how good is he? Is he a sprinter? I know John Best, there's slight concerns speaking to John Best at Lords on Monday. Extension 16s, 20-1 bar. Remember, quarter of the odds, 1, 2, 3 quarters of the odds, all races at the Stan James Festival with ourselves. Special duty 7-2. Speaking to Lord Grimthorpe on Thursday, and they still insist that they're not interested, not bothered whatsoever. Connections, Cricket Head. Remember, she's already saddled the winners. Hatou from Mabiche and Ravenel at 3. 1,000 guineas winners, and they're confident that Special Duty, we will see a special filly, and we'll see a much different filly, the one that ran at Maison Lafitte in the Prix en Prudence. They're not interested whatsoever. There was just a prep race. She wasn't fit. Again, if that's the case, that Cheveley Park form, but again, then you're the second and third. You know, the Prix Mornay form, she looks good, but again, you think she split Camford Cliffs and Arcano, and of course Arcano ran so poorly in the Greenham, and Camford Cliffs finished second, albeit only just beaten by his stablemate. I can't have personally Special Duty, still 7-2, but the vibes very, very good from Lord Grimthorpe, who of course is racing manager to Prince Khaled Abdullah. Music Show 6-1, Zeta 6-1. That's fantastic. It's been the Fallon show. Fallon suggesting he wanted to ride Music Show. Then it was a very, very good gallop, but will she act on the very, very fast ground? I didn't think, you know, she let herself down particularly well at Doncaster. Will she at Newmarket on Sunday? I think it's fair to say that there's no significant rain forecast. Ramouche 7-1. This has been the talking horse. Michael Prosser, if you're watching, Michael Prosser, the clerk of the course at Newcastle, sort of racing manager, he told me that Ramouche was going for the Musidora, but it was interesting. They had Sheikh Hamdan. It was Sheikh Hamdan Al Maktoum who watched the video of the field in stakes, and he was the one who thought that she may have enough pace for the drop back to a mile. Again, 9 furlongs to a mile. I was speaking to Mark Popham of Race News. Has anyone ever run over 9 furlongs? Has Philly ever run over further and then come back? But Ramouche, they think, you know, they pulled Tabassum out. This is their Guineas horse, Sheikh Hamdan, of course, who won it with Gennady last year and has got such a good record in the race. Habayib 16-1. Puff, I'm not convinced, though she won the Fred Darling. I'm not convinced. Rafe Beckett, speaking to Rafe Beckett, that he thinks she will Stelling Mile, and it's 25-1 bar. But the talking's almost over. Nick Clegg, that St Nicholas double. Clegg to finish third, of course, in the number of seats, and St Nicholas Abbey to win the 2,000 guineas. That's a 7-4 shot. But the waiting, as I say, is almost over. And then the pantheon of greats in the Guineas. Will we see another Sea the Stars on Saturday? If it is, it's most likely to be St Nicholas Abbey. But can we go on to win the Derby as well, and maybe even the St Ledger? Who knows? The Triple Crown beckons. Be lucky.